Good evening. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Please be seated. Good evening again. My name is Paul Kreider. I'm the Dean of the College of Creative Arts, and it is indeed an honor to be here today and to participate in my third Creative Arts commencement. I'm pleased to be here with you on this special occasion for our graduates and their families. Thank you all for your attendance today, and we appreciate your love of the arts and your dedication to this college. The importance of arts education was reported by the United States Department of Education saying, quote, similar to English, math, science, and other core subjects, the arts, dance, music, theater, and visual arts, are challenging subjects with rigorous content and achievement standards. Research studies point to strong relationships between the arts, strong relation between learning in the arts and fundamental cognitive skills and capacities used to master other core subjects, including reading, writing, and mathematics. We know that when people collaborate with artists, new ideas are created. Creativity, innovation, thinking in the moment, improvisation, and team expression are all essential skills of today's business entrepreneurs and innovators. And we know that these are skills developed and learned in vibrant, engaged, and collaborative arts programs. Artists and arts educators must realize they are helping to prepare the new innovators of the 21st century. So what does that mean today for our graduating students? You are now the arts leaders, advocates, and educators of today and tomorrow. Whatever field you choose as a career path, strive to be a leader and a strong arts advocate. Draw upon your creativity, draw upon your connection with emotions and the ability to express them, and draw upon your ability to creatively and collaboratively problem solve. The future of the arts and the future of society and the future of education are depending upon you. How do you prepare for that? Become prepared by being a focused, perpetual student of the arts and a diligent advocate for the arts. Align yourself in positions where you are with energetic and curious people. Create collaborations that will engage others while enhancing and advancing your goals. Be open to others' ideas and strengths, especially those people outside your discipline. Recognize the potential in others and be willing to engage them. Take risks and learn from your mistakes. And finally, dream and imagine. These are some of the items that will unlock your creative potential and produce long-lasting winning results. Please know that difficult financial times and changing philosophies make it easier for non-supportive mentalities towards the arts to thrive. We are losing arts programs in the schools. This year, we lost several high-profile arts organizations in the country. One example is the San Diego Opera, which strongly flourished for over 50 years, bringing international artists to the stage. It's closed its doors 2 months ago. Please always remember we need all of you to be creative, innovative, entrepreneurial leaders who are determined and intentional advocates for the arts and for arts education in our schools and in our universities. You are the future health of the arts. Finally, take a step back and ponder, remember all those who have supported your educational goals. Thank them for their support. As you go through life, please notice those who are less fortunate than you. You can always repay your good fortune by helping others, by giving back to your communities, or giving back to your place of worship, or giving back to arts organizations, and to encourage those arts leaders who follow you in organizations or at your alma mater. Please know that the College of Creative Arts values its students, its faculty, its staff, and alumni. We want and need you to remember us. Please return to us to tell us your story. Remain engaged with us. Let us know how we can help you continue your journey. So on behalf of the faculty of the College of Creative Arts, we wish you all the best and congratulations on your achievements and future successes. Congratulations. So please welcome to the podium Associate Dean William Jamie Windsor.
Thank you, Dean Kreider, and good evening, everyone. It's a tradition for the college to recognize one senior from each of our 3 schools as the outstanding graduate from their program. From these 3 graduates, we also recognize one of them as the overall outstanding senior from the college. Tonight it's my pleasure to announce the recipients of these awards, and so that you might better appreciate their talent and commitment to their art forms, they will all be performing or will have an exhibition of their work going on while I speak. Starting out with music, our outstanding graduating senior from the School of Music is Jacob Sandridge. Jacob is receiving his Bachelor of Music degree in Composition and Piano Performance. He was born in Philippi, West Virginia. At WVU, he has studied composition under Dr. John Beal, electronic composition under Dr. Tavu Taddy, and piano under Dr. Peter Amstutz. Jacob has composed for a variety of chamber ensembles, including string quartet, piano quintet, windwood sextet, art song, solo piano, and choir. And he has also composed for electronic media for percussion and piano, and his art songs have been performed in a number of different venues. Sandridge is the secretary of the WVU chapter of the Society of Composers and an active member in the Music Teachers National Association. After graduation, Jacob will be attending Bowling Green State University for graduate study. Congratulations, Jacob, and if you could please come up on stage to receive your certificate and introduce the work that you'll be performing this evening. And there you are.
Good evening. Since I am graduating as a double major in piano performance and composition, I thought it would be appropriate to combine both of my major skills for my commencement performance. Therefore, I will be performing a short movement from an original composition of mine for solo piano. This movement is the second movement of 4 movements from a work entitled Pieces of Glass. Each movement is a representation of a scene or snapshot involving glass. Each movement is evocative of glass in a direct or indirect way. With this work, I give the performer special liberty to pick and choose which movements they would like to play. and in what order they would like to play them. While the four movements are united by the fact that they all share titles referencing glass, the movements are also united by a common motive, which is present in all four of the movements. The movement I will play today is entitled Skyscraper. Skyscraper brings to mind the sleek, reflective sides of a skyscraper in a large city, and with it all of the excitement of being in that atmosphere. I hope you enjoy Skyscraper from Pieces of Glass.
Thank you, Jacob. Our outstanding senior from the School of Art and Design is Daniela Londano Bernal. Daniela is a native of Antioquia, Colombia, and is earning her Bachelor of Fine Arts degree in photography. As I read her bio, I would like to direct your attention to the projection screen above me, where we will actually be showing some samples of her work. Her work is also on display. It's the birds flying in the lobby and in the gallery, so please be sure to check that out as well. Daniela has been the recipient of multiple academic and artistic awards while at WVU. She has received a number of merit-based academic scholarships that include the WVU Foundation Outstanding Senior Award, the WVU Presidential Award for Excellence in Scholarship, a WVU Fine Arts Scholarship, and the Valerie Candidate Scholarship Award. As an artist, her work has been exhibited and published in Small Art, Big Impact, a juried exhibition through the Manhattan Arts International, Art Biologic, a juried exhibition at the Limner Gallery in Hudson, New York, the 15th Annual Juried Crappy Camera Competition in New York, New York, the 16th Annual International Open Exhibition at Women Made Gallery in Chicago, and in the Best of College Photography 2013 by Photographers Foreign magazine. Additionally, Daniela has worked as a photographer for the Daily Athenaeum and as a student ambassador for the College of Creative Arts. Daniela, I ask that you please come up on stage and accept your congratulations certificate from the Dean. The outstanding senior from the School of Theater Dance is Nora Perrone. Nora is a Morgantown native and attended Morgantown High School, where she was an international honor thespian. She has also been very active in local community theater. During her time with WVU School of Theater and Dance, she has been seen on the main stage as the Cigarette Girl in Carmen, Sally Bowles in Cabaret, and most recently as a rebel soldier and Justice Shallow in Henry IV. She is graduating today with a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Acting and will continue her education next fall in a postgraduate musical theater course at the Royal Central School of Speech and Drama in London, England. Congratulations, Nora. I ask that you please come up on stage to accept your certificate. Thank you, Nora. As I said, from these students, the college selects one individual who will be recognized as the outstanding senior from the College of Creative Arts. This year's recipient of that distinguished award goes to Daniela Bernal. I ask again that you please come forward and join us, Danielle, for congratulations and a certificate. When you don't speak, you have to come up on stage twice. So. It is now my pleasure to introduce John Hendricks, the Assistant Dean of the College, who will announce the recipients of this year's Faculty Student Mentored Research Awards.
Good evening. For the past several years, the College of Creative Arts has sponsored Faculty Student Mentored Research Awards to honor students for excellence in faculty-mentored creative research and scholarly works in the arts. The primary criteria for these awards are based on the degree to which the applicant has demonstrated exceptional work through mentored research in the arts. They can be evidenced through, but is not necessarily limited to, works, exhibitions, performances, publications, or any other form of scholarly, creative, and/or research work related to the arts. Additional consideration is given to works that effectively help advance the college's contributions to the research mission of the university. Recently, these projects were displayed in the Blaney lobby of the Creative Arts Center and were adjudicated by the deans of the college and the directors of the three schools. The winners were announced at a ceremony held April 16th. The recipients receive a cash award in addition to a certificate of achievement. On the undergraduate level, there was a tie for third-place winners. These winners were Thomas Logan Seidler, a graduating senior with a Bachelor of Arts in Multidisciplinary Studies, whose faculty mentor was music professor Michael Fricelli, and student James Poff, a graduating senior with a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Sculpture, whose faculty mentor was Dylan Collins, who coordinates our sculpture program. Second place on the undergraduate level went to Jordan Welsh, a Bachelor of Fine Arts student in printmaking, whose faculty mentor was our professor Joseph Lupo. The first place award on the undergraduate level went to Daniel Gutierrez, a graduating senior with a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Theater Design and Technology, whose faculty mentor was theater professor Stephen Neuenschwander. Daniel's project involved creating the sound of a cell phone buzzer for the School of Theater and Dance Production, God of Carnage. The script called for a cell phone to constantly vibrate on cue, so Daniel created a wireless buzzer that could be controlled by an offstage technician. On the graduate level, the second place winner for these awards was Nathan Ditzler, a Master of Fine Arts student in ceramics, whose faculty mentor was our professor Shoji Sataki. The first place award on the graduate level went to Lauren Schiffelbein, a Master of Fine Arts student in graphic design, whose faculty mentor was our professor Eve Fulks. Lauren's project, titled A Community That Embraced the Mentally Ill Speaks, is an exhibit built to address the patient experience at the former Weston State Hospital in Weston, West Virginia. The two-room exhibition includes stories, quotations, photographs, artifacts, and a contextual timeline. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please help me in recognizing these 6 students and their faculty mentors for being selected as the 2014 recipients of the College of Creative Arts Faculty Student Mentored Research Awards.
There are many individuals who have played important roles in the lives of each of our graduates. Through teaching and mentoring, our faculty have inspired you to succeed and reach your goals. I'd like to recognize the College of Creative Arts faculty. Faculty, please rise and let us show our appreciation. Thank you. We are privileged today to have Chris Sarandon serve as our 2014 commencement speaker. Chris is an American actor who is best known for playing Prince Humperdinck in Rob Reiner's film The Princess Bride, as well as the vampire Jerry Dandridge in Fright Night, and Detective Mike Norris in the first entry of the Child's Play series. He provided the speaking voice of Jack Skellington in Tim Burton's animated Disney film, The Nightmare Before Christmas. And my favorite, he was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for his performance as Leon in Dog Day Afternoon. Sarandon was born and raised in Beckley, West Virginia, the son of a restaurateur, Chris Sarandon Sr. and Cliffy. His mother's parents were Greek immigrants, and his father, whose surname was originally Sarandonidis, was a Greek immigrant as well. He graduated from Woodrow Wilson High School in Beckley and went on to West Virginia University, where he earned a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree in speech and drama, graduating magna cum laude. In 1968, Sarandon moved to New York, where he landed his first television role as Dr. Tom Halverson on The Guiding Light, a role he played until 1973. He then appeared in the primetime television movies The Satan Murders and Thursday's Game before landing the role of Al Pacino's transsexual wife in Dog Day Afternoon, a performance that earned him nominations for Best New Male Star of the Year at the Golden Globes and Best Supporting Actor at the Academy Awards. Sarandon appeared in The Rothschilds and The Two Gentlemen of Verona on Broadway, as well as making regular appearances at Shakespeare and George Bernard Shaw festivals in the United States and Canada. In the 1980s, Sarandon took on a wide range of roles: A Tale of Two Cities, Fright Night, and he co-starred with Dennis Hopper in The Osterman Weekend and with Goldie Hawn in Protocol. Sarandon went on to work in television again with a recurring role as Dr. Burke on NBC's long-running medical drama ER, and a recurring character on The Practice. He returned to Broadway in 2006 in The Light in the Piazza and at Lincoln Center in Cyrano de Bergerac. Sarandon met his wife, Joanna Gleason, while performing on Broadway in 1991. The two married in '94, and between them have 4 grown children and 2 grandchildren. They have appeared in a number of films together, including Edie and Penn, American Perfect, and Let the Devil Wear Black. Please welcome Chris Sarandon. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Kreider. I can't tell you how proud I am to be here today. A true story. When one of my daughters was 5 years old, she and a friend were having pizza with a friend's mom. And when the mom asked her own daughter what her daddy did, she said, "He makes wires in houses." And her mother said, "That's right. Daddy's an electrician." Then the mother turned to my daughter, and she said, "You know what your daddy does, don't you?" And she said, "Yeah, he looks for work." True. Well, to the graduates this year, I certainly am not someone who feels competent to give you the secrets of the cosmos, or more prosaically and importantly, one who has the secret to getting you a job. But I'd like to share some thoughts that might, in some tiny way, create a figurative light at the end of your career and perhaps your life tunnel. Let me try briefly to explain 4 seemingly random events, all occurring during my undergraduate years here at West Virginia University. As a freshman and a sophomore, I took 4 electives in preparation for what was then one of several majors. I had 2 English classes, one called Choral Union, and the 4th class was a beginning acting class. Now, one of the English classes and the chorus class were for credit. That is, you attended the class and you got 2 credits of A. All you had to do was go to every class. The second English class was a Victorian poetry class, which appealed to the romanticized image I had of myself at the time as a sad, poetic soul. And it looked easy. And the acting class was non-academic, and I'd always had a way with accents and taking on characters and stories, and so I thought, what the hell, you know? 4 easy ways to up my GPA. So I find out that the attendance for credit English class, which was called 101 Scottish and Irish Ballads, was taught by a renowned folklorist named Professor Patrick Gaynor. He would stand in front of the class and he would reference this book. Yes, it was called 101 Scottish and Irish Ballads, in a rather boring fashion, directing us to a ballad in which the author related the origin of the piece. He would say, this ballad can be traced to the Norse tale, Huna Huna Huna, whatever it was, dated 1275 AD. It later appeared in Scotland as the Gypsy Davy, or whatever particular ballad he was talking about at the moment. And then this magical thing would happen. He would punch a button on a 50-pound Wallensack tape recorder that he kept, that he lugged up and down the mountains and the hollows of West Virginia, and he would record amateur musicians singing the almost identical words to the ballad in the book. Now, these words were passed down orally through the centuries, from Scandinavia or wherever, to Scotland, to Ireland, to West Virginia. Now, at the time, I was very snooty about what I thought of as hillbilly music, because I was a child of Greek immigrants and had worked very hard to assimilate and be all-American, but pow! Suddenly, I was confronted by the fact that the state where I was born and raised, and in which I was continuing my education, and by the way, from which I'd been dying to get away, was the epicenter of a culture that went back hundreds and hundreds of years. Lightning bolt number one. Number two came in Victorian poetry, of all things, largely due to the aloof but charismatic professor named Gordon Pitts. Pitts was passionate about poetry, and he recited it beautifully. His passion was catching, and his essay exams required answers that were graded on one's ability to express original and complex interpretations of the poems. In other words, they required one to think critically and write well, a muscle that I had used sparingly up to that time. I only got one C when I was here at West Virginia, I say somewhat immodestly, and I feel proud to have earned that C from Professor Pitts. Bolt number three, of all things, choral union. Another charismatic teacher. He was anything but aloof, and his name was Joseph Goltz, who somehow managed by force of his vivid personality and his acerbic humor to get a group of several hundred non-music students and a few voice major ringers to sing the Carmina Burana, the Brahms Requiem, the B minor Mass. The experience of blending my voice with hundreds of others was an experience that, well, it was a high, and I'll never forget it. And bolt number four was the beginning acting class, taught by a man by the name of Charles Chuck Neal. For some reason, he asked me in the course of the first semester of the class that I take a small part in a studio production that he was doing of Julius Caesar. And he was directing it. I had some time and I wanted some brownie points, so I accepted the 3-line role. And when it was over, he proposed I accept another role. This time it was a lead in a studio production of a play called Tartuffe by Molière. So I had to make a choice. To continue my somewhat aimless existence, going to parties, coordinating various campus activities, and taking classes that I barely cared about, or commit myself to the theater, put on a wig, a false nose with a wart, and as an extra added attraction, woo the young actress who was playing opposite me, the reigning Miss West Virginia. Well, I don't have to tell you, the choice was not a difficult one. I bit, and I was bitten. As a result, I was transformed from a boy trying on identities, 100% American, full-blooded Greek, jokester, rock musician, campus politician, to a young man experiencing transcendent moments, taking on the identities of timeless characters, Romeo, Harold Hill, Tartuffe. Where am I going with all this? If you, and I'm looking at you graduates here were fortunate as I was to have a few lightning bolts while you were in college, classes or college experiences that led you to a wider view of the world and your place in it, then you were blessed. My catalysts were West Virginia roots music, giving me a sense of authenticity by growing up in West Virginia and the pride inherent in being surrounded by a centuries-old tradition and art form. Poetry and poetic expression, connecting me to timeless and magnificent language taught by a teacher who expected his students to be critically original. Singing in an immense choir, providing an understanding of how almost mystical cooperative effort and collaboration can be. And through my acting mentor, understanding how to connect with the characters that lived inside this manufactured exterior that I'd worked so long to create. They all showed me that when given seemingly serendipitous stimuli, brilliant teaching, singing in thunderous choruses, soaking up ancient songs, whatever, that an artist is made up of everything that he or she experiences. A quick personal anecdote. I remember sitting in a therapist's office many years ago, attempting to make sense of a dissolution of a very long-standing relationship, a romantic relationship, and I was deeply, deeply brokenhearted. My world had ended. I was weeping inconsolably. I felt like I was in a hole that I couldn't get out of. And in the midst of this horrific moment, bing, I said to myself, remember this. Someday you'll use it. And I hope that during your time here you have used, absorbed, synthesized, grabbed onto, sucked into your cells personalities, artworks, music, personal tragedy, mundane, everyday events, the prodigious minutiae of life that will continue to inform your work throughout your life. By living a life in the arts, you will be at times deeply discouraged in a culture that values celebrity over accomplishment, making money over making something lasting that enriches the world around you. But stick with it. Whatever you do, please stick with it. Whether it's your vocation or your avocation. For believe me, there will be times when many of you will be doing other jobs to support your art habit, or will be looking for work, just as I have. But if your life is an artwork, whatever job you do will be filled with dancing, breathless laughter, and maybe a few finger puppets. And let me beg your indulgence for one more moment to read you a poem that I recently read that struck me as appropriate for today. It's called For the Young Who Want To by Marge Piercy. Talent is what they say you have after the novel is published and favorably reviewed. Beforehand, what you have is a tedious delusion, a hobby like knitting. Work is what you have done after the play is produced and the audience claps. Before that, friends keep asking when you're planning to go out and get a job. Genius is what they know you had after the third volume of remarkable poems. Earlier, they accuse you of withdrawing, asking why you don't have a baby, call you a bum. The reason people want MFAs, take workshops with fancy names when all you can really learn is a few techniques, typing instructions, and somebody else's mannerisms, is that every artist lacks a license to hang on the wall, like your optician, your vet, proving you may be a clumsy sadist whose fillings fall into the stew, but you're certified a dentist. The real writer is one who really writes. Talent is an invention, like phlogiston, after the fact of fire. Work is its own cure. You have to like it better than being loved. Thank you.
Take a bow. Take a bow. Please welcome David O'Donnell, Doctor of Musical Arts student, singing My Home Among the Hills, composed in 1963 by Clarksburg native Mr. E.W. James.
There's a land of rolling mountains where the sky is blue above, and though I may roam, I hurry home to the friendly hills I love, where the moonlit meadows ring with the call of whippoorwills. Always you will find me in my home among the hills, and where the sun draws rainbows in the mist of waterfalls and mountain rills. My heart will be always in the West Virginia hills. Their autumn hillsides are bright with scarlet trees, and in the spring the robins sing, while apple blossoms whisper in the breeze, and there is music in the flashing streams, and joy in fields of daffodils. Laughter through the happy valleys of my home among the hills.
Now it is time to recognize each of our graduates. Greeting the candidates and leading the conferral of West Virginia University degrees will be Provost Michelle Wheatley. And please welcome back to the podium Associate Dean Jamie Windsor.
Tonight, it's my honor to announce the names of the 2014 graduates of the Multidisciplinary Studies degree. 7 years ago, the college created the Multidisciplinary Study degree, better known as MDS so that I don't have to keep saying it, program to provide our students with an alternative educational option that would allow them to follow an individualized course of study based on their own personal academic interests and career goals. When the college started the program, it only had one student enrolled in it. Today, the program has more than 20 individuals who, like our 2 MDS graduates this evening, possess a truly special vision and unique understanding of the role that their education will play in their own future and in that of the arts. To earn their degree, MDS students must complete all of the same general education requirements expected of all WV undergraduates. However, in lieu of pursuing a traditional major in the College of Creative Arts, MDS students instead select at least 3 separate minors of their choosing. Given the number of different minors offered at WVU, the MDS program allows students to choose from nearly 274,000 different combinations. I did the math, I know, for creating their course of study. These 3 minors are equal to the regular major in both the number of hours and the commitment required to earn the degree. This evening, I'm pleased to announce the names of our most recent MDS graduating seniors from the college. Normally, I would present these guides with these graduates with the special MDS decoder ring, magic MDS socks, and the guide to the MDS secret handshake that they use whenever they encounter one of their classmates. However, given the potential length of tonight's ceremonies, I will instead just announce their names and ask that they come on stage to receive their diploma and congratulations. Marissa J. Dean earns her degree tonight, having completed not 3, but 5 minors in theater, music, performance, studio art, photography, and dance. She graduates magna cum laude. Yay. Logan Seidler will earn his degree this August, having completed minors in world music, general music, and arts administration. He graduates summa cum laude. Well done, both of you, and we'll put those socks in the mail to you as soon as we can. In the meantime, I ask the audience to please join me in congratulating the 2014 MDS class. It is now my pleasure to welcome to the podium the Director of the School of Art and Design, Professor Allison Helm.
Thank you, Jamie. Welcome, class of 2014, and congratulations. A special thanks to all the parents, grandparents, and other family members here today. Graduates, if it weren't for these important people, you wouldn't be here. Please join me now in giving your families a round of applause. I'm so happy to be here to share with you in this day. Your reputation of the school is determined by the quality of graduates like you, and I have no doubt that you will make us proud. Because our faculty members are highly talented artists and innovators, and because they are dedicated to training artists, designers, educators, and art historians at the highest professional levels, you are well prepared to excel in the workplace, in graduate school, or as professional artists. We all communicate and express ourselves in different ways. How we process the world around us determines our aesthetic direction. Throughout your education, you have searched for this direction by expanding your visual language, exploring new materials, and developing a conceptual vocabulary. You have learned to convey your own meaning in both content and process. As part of your education, some of you have had the opportunity to experience our Global Positioning Studies initiative to travel to places like Hawaii, Italy, Chile, France, China, Wyoming, coastal Maine, and even right here in West Virginia. The truth is that throughout your lives, you've been following your own internal GPS. You have listened to a still small voice inside of you that is always there helping you find your way. Keep listening to that voice. It will help you discover what makes you come alive, what drives you, and it will give you courage to go your own way when others may have a different idea. Everyone has doubts. Doing what you know is right in spite of these doubts is the definition of courage. So be strong and be confident and be courageous. There's no doubt that you will experience setbacks, misfortune, and disappointment, but there's really no such thing as failure. If you learn from your mistakes, they will always show you the way forward. Everyone needs to feel connected to others. Your generation has the amazing ability to communicate with billions of people in a split second. You have gained the skills to illuminate and to share your vision for the greater good. Your ability to express yourself is a gift, and you can transform lives, including your own, by sharing that gift with the world. Your art is a reflection of yourself, so never try to be someone other than who you are. At the same time, never lose the ability to walk in someone else's shoes, to understand another person's point of view. The world needs people like you, who have come alive, who are determined and committed to success. I am confident that each and every one of you will make an important difference in this world, so let your light shine. As you move forward, never forget that most people succeed because someone else gives them a chance. Many in the audience sacrificed so that you could be here today. So express your gratitude to those who have helped you along the way, and when your turn comes to help others, be ready to give back. Finally, remember to stay in touch with your friends, your family, and with all of us at the School of Art and Design. We consider you a part of our family, so come back and see us. Thank you. Please rise, class of 2014. The School of Art and Design is pleased to present a Bachelor of Arts in Art History to Kelsey Morgan Hoteling, magna cum laude. For a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Art and Design, Jesse August Ackerman. Carrington Blythe Adams. Grace Baldwin. Sarah Leanne Beach. Samuel Austin Bames, summa cum laude. Haley Marie Basso. Emily Chastain Klein. Crystal Ann Collins, cum laude. Megan Catherine Connolly. Cassandra Leah Delamon. Tricia Lynn Dunn, cum laude. Christian Alexander Feldhaus. Ben Roland Ghazi, magna cum laude. Catherine Reed Hand. Tatsu Johnson. Caitlin A. Kinsey. Hillary Ann Leach, cum laude. Daniela Londono Bernal, summa cum laude. Kristen Nicole Manzo. Alexander Andrew Martin, magna cum laude. Nicole Denise Mata. Brandon Scott Michael. Haley Jill Moore. Bradley Scott Nolan. Kelsey M. O'Brien, cum laude. Courtney Rebecca Reed. Alicia Renee Rush, magna cum laude. Daniel Scott Schnell. Olivia Catherine Sigley, magna cum laude. Nathan Donald Snyder. Jessica Danielle Spano. Kai Russ Tawana. Ashley Elizabeth Wade, cum laude. Kenji Yamashita II. For a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Art and Design with certification, James Edward Bernard Poff. Helen Gidley Poffenbarger. Brianna Lauren Sadler. And Alice Elaine Urich. For a Master of Arts in Art History, Marcia Latane Goss. Amy Marie Swan. For a Master of Fine Arts in Art and Design, Forrest Thomas Conroy. Sarah Jewel Olson. Silas Brooks Spellman. Christine Rose Sanoka. And finally, our student marshal for art is Megan Emma Bean, summa cum laude, with a Bachelor of Arts in Art History. It is my pleasure to introduce Keith Jackson, Director of the School of Music.
Welcome to the family, friends, and guests of the class of 2014. To the class of 2014, congratulations. Now, I need to recognize 3 honorary members of your class who are joining you today, others who are ending their WVU careers. Your honorary graduates are Dr. Fair, Dr. Beal, and Professor Teamy. They join you in a grand occasion where you've heard from stars, you've been inspired, and before you get on the next chapter of your life, you get to hear a speech from me. Now, one of my better habits is listening to a weekly news quiz called Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me. Now, a regular occurrence on this show is that they quote studies from really, really silly topics. One of those recent studies has shown that graduates do not remember any of the speeches from graduation day. Now, to combat this lack of attention, I will fight dirty. At the end of my speech, there will be a quiz. Pass or fail, all or nothing, just like an unpaid parking ticket. And yes, parents, assemble guests. I can do that. So now that I have your attention for the next 45 minutes, a few things I'd like to say. The first one you've already heard. It's talking about the lightning bolts. Keep growing. For the last 4 years, or 5 or 6, you have learned a lot of things that were generated in the classroom, the studio, and the rehearsals. But much of what you learned was outside of the structured arena. You need to realize that no matter what degree you are receiving for the rest of your life, most learning will occur outside of academia. For me, I did not know what an ROUS was until Friday when Sheila Barnholt told me. No one taught me in a classroom that the one meal you can squeeze in between breakfast and midnight has a name, the music major meal. I learned that from Sarah Hartman. Last night, I found out that Yu Boshu means Dr. Yu in Chinese. Much of what you learned the last 4 years has happened outside of the educational setting. And to be honest, that is where the important learning will happen. So, in the next few days, take some time to think, to reflect on those lightning bolt moments that happened outside of class. Reflect on tours, whether they were with the orchestra, the band, or the choir, and think about what you learned from doing multiple performances in different venues over different days. Think about traveling to Ghana, to Brazil, to the Eastern Shore of Maryland, and what you learned outside of the classroom in those locales. Think about what you learned in discussions driving back from Skyview Elementary after observing a class for Dr. Robbins. Remember what you learned at the jam sessions at the brew pub or performing on High Street on a Friday night. Make sure you know that not everything you learn is what you should do. For many of you, these experiences outside of the classroom pushed you out of your comfort zone. But now, as you start the next phase of this journey, as you leave the cocoon of the CAC, make sure you continue to grow outside of this place. Because as we made a promise to you 4 years ago, and some of you might remember that, it was that we would teach you how to grow and learn. And if you have learned how to grow and learn while at WVU, you can adjust to whatever challenges and changes the future will bring. Another thing I want you to remember is no matter what you think tonight, make sure when you say goodbye to your friends, say goodbye like you mean it. I take it back, not like you mean it. Say goodbye because you mean it. Some of these folks you will never see again. And just for the record, Facebook does not mean you're seeing somebody. That means time with a person, okay? So say goodbye like you mean it. And matter of fact, make the assumption that you will not see them again. And take the time to give that one last hug with no regrets. And now for the quiz, in case you think I forgot. I had a script so I wouldn't forget. And yes, I am on a serious power rush right now, knowing your future's in my hands. Your final Jeopardy question, the question that is the answer to all 21st century music graduates must know, what am I thinking right now? Thank you very much. Over the last 4 years, you have started this new path together, and you have grown together, and you have answered a very important question together. And now together, will the class of 2014 of the West Virginia University School of Music rise, and led by Student Marshal Christy Curley, please come to the stage. Earning the degree Bachelor of Arts in Music, after a picture, Jamal Mosey Davidson. Erin Elizabeth Hanley, magna cum laude. Sarah Renee Hartman, summa cum laude. Greg Michael Larson. Lauren J. McDaniel. Samuel Charles Vigiana, cum laude. Earning the degree Bachelor of Music Education, Eleanor Carlos Aban, summa cum laude. Julie Ann Hollis, summa cum laude. Cassandra Elizabeth Nelson. Matthew James Pitts, summa cum laude. Aaron Joseph Pritt, magna cum laude. Robert Ryan Scott. Letty Joe Schreckengost, magna cum laude. Krista Ray Straley, magna cum laude. Earning the degree Bachelor of Music in Performance, Nicoletta M. Chiampa, summa cum laude. Daniel Ray Crook. Tyler Quinn Frazee, cum laude. Christy Lauren Schoolcraft Holstein, magna cum laude. Mark Vernon Lefevre, summa cum laude. Callie Veronica Hart Mertz. David Andrew Ruckle, magna cum laude. Aaron Joseph Scarberry. Earning the degree Bachelor of Music Piano Pedagogy, Miles Dominic Helmick, magna cum laude. Sadie Elizabeth Teeter, summa cum laude. Earning the degree Bachelor of Music in Composition and Performance, Jacob Daniel Sandritz, summa cum laude. Earning the degree Master of Music, Joseph Norman Andrea. Kristen Marie Chamberlain. The close one, right? Okay. Helen Renee Comer. Wesley Matthew Hager. So beside the provost, go beside the provost. Beside the provost, the first lady. Christopher Everett Jones. Lauren Elizabeth Lapointe. Miriam Lee. John Edward Leonard III. Sarah Elizabeth Perconte. Myron Charles Percy. I think I've got you. Okay. Alyssa May Schwartz. Michaela Ray Sullivan. Wenzi Zhao. Earning the degree Doctor of Musical Arts, Sheila K. Barnhart. Maria Cristalia. Gary Scott Jones. Kaisen Ku. Justin Douglas Kruger. And earning the degree, Doctor of Philosophy, Music Education, Juwon Yu. And finally, the student marshal for the School of Music, Christy Elizabeth Curley, summa cum laude. And now I would like to introduce my friend, a master storyteller, Joshua Williamson, the director of the School of Theater and Dance.
Thank you, Keith. My name is Joshua Williamson, and I have the honor of serving as the director of the School of Theater and Dance. And before I read the names of today's graduates, I wish to reflect on some remarks that I heard at the beginning of the academic year. These remarks were the opening remarks Professor Odell made during the first-year orientation class. This class included all of the college's freshmen in art, dance, design, music, theater. 170 nervous students in the fine and performing arts all gathered together in Block Hall just this past August. You remember your first day at WVU? Remember the awkwardness, the nervousness, anxious energy? Ever have a professor do a icebreaker exercise? Hello, my name is Josh. I'm a theater major. I'm from West Virginia. But facing 170 young artists, Professor Odell paused before the class and she thanked them. She welcomed the new students to the College of Creative Arts by thanking them for having the courage to pursue an education in the arts. That moment has been stuck in my head all year. And with the pause and reflection that these ceremonies trigger, I've been thinking a lot about courage. We have all shown great courage this year, as a school and as individuals. Courage in staying true to one's mission. Courage in sticking to your rehearsal schedule while others are hitting the bars. Courage in spending your spring break in the scene shop finishing scenery for Henry. Courage in finishing that freaking paper for Dr. Malarche. And your parents and family have shown great courage. They have supported you while likely filled with doubt about your ability to find work, while friends crack comments about getting a real degree. And each of you have shown great courage. Shayla, you're courageously heading to the West Coast. Nora, you have the courage to study musical theater in London. Nick, you had the courage to pursue welding and elevated the quality of metalwork in the scene shop. Samantha, you had the courage to tackle Krapp's last tape for your senior capstone. And Josh, you had the courage to sing opera on the Met stage. Cody, your passion for Shakespeare made you a king. Henry, that is. Cameron, you kept up with your music. Ben and Megan, you had the courage to take your training to the next level after Harrisburg. Jane, you had the courage to pursue scene painting. And Gareth, you did great work in children's theater. Talk about courage. Christopher, you doggedly pursued audition opportunities in Pittsburgh. And Cora, you had the courage to study the world of props on your own. Candace, you had the courage to build a pink llama puppet head that later won awards. Taylor, you had the courage to continue to pursue your work in the film industry. And Adam, you had the courage to use Carol's microwave and refrigerator. Hannah, you had the courage to hold a tea party in Professor Bishop's movement class. And Margaret, you stuck with it and found your place in the costume shop. Dan, you courageously tackled your own research in automation control and discovered the Arduino. Aubrey, you courageously found a stunning portrayal of Laura Wingfield in The Glass Menagerie. Ariel, you have courageously followed your passion for film and directing. And earlier today, the theater and dance students learned of Mr. Sarandon's courage in saying yes to Tartuffe. So yes, courage. And now I can say I found courage to stand here, a lighting designer that shuns the spotlight, and thank Professor Odell in agreeing to teach the college's first-year orientation class and for showing the School of Theater and Dance what a little courage can do. Therefore, Dean Kreider and Provost Wheatley, it is with immense pride that I present to you the School of Theater and Dance class of 2014, who not only completed the requirements for their degrees, but possess in them the skill, the passion, and the courage to follow their dreams. Congratulations. And now would the School of Theater and Dance class of 2014 please approach the stage. Earning a degree, Bachelor of Arts in Theater. Wait, I need Ariel first. Ariel first. Wait, hold on. Yep. Okay. Ariel Elizabeth Barnhart. Cora Elizabeth DeFazio. Shayla Dickerson. Gareth Lee Goins. Christopher Justin Mahoney. Cameron Elias Williams. Earning a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Theater with an emphasis in acting, Taylor Grace Hope Horst, cum laude. Adam Charles Messenger, summa cum laude. Nora Lynn Perrone, summa cum laude. Hannah Bettina Redmond, summa cum laude. Aubrey Jade Rice. Benjamin Roberts, summa cum laude. Megan Schreiber, cum laude. Joshua David Smith, magna cum laude. Samantha Nicole Voigt, cum laude. Nicholas Justin Joseph Sines. Earning a Master of Fine Arts in Theater with an emphasis in costume design and technology, Candace Caldwell Day. Earning a Master of Fine Arts in Theater with an emphasis in Scene Design and Technology, Jane Patterson Ryan. And announcing our student marshal graduating with a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Theater with an emphasis in acting, Cody Leroy Wilson, summa cum laude. Congratulations. Congratulations to the School of Theater and Dance class of 2014.
Please welcome Provost Wheatley to the podium for the conferral of degrees.
Will the degree candidates from the College of Creative Arts please rise? Your creativity, courage, and compassion allow you to express the deepest truths about the human experience. Your unique vision transforms lives through art, design, theater, music, and dance. Your talents underpin the education, scholarship, performance, and creation that you share with the world. As a West Virginia University graduate, aspire to put your education to work to solve the world's greatest challenges. Hone your ability to uncover facts, analyze problems, and share knowledge. Dream big and take your mountaineer pride wherever you go. You are the best ambassadors for WVU and the power of education. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the West Virginia University Board of Governors, I hereby confer upon you the degrees for which you have been recommended with all the rights, honors, and privileges appertaining thereto. You may move your tassels to the left side of your cap as a symbol of your achievement. Please join me in congratulating our newest graduates.
To deliver the alumni charge is David Bess, Associate Professor of Music Education and a resident faculty leader for Bennett Tower. He received his PhD and master's degrees in music education from West Virginia University. Please sit down.
Thank you. Some graduate summa cum laude, some magna cum laude, some cum laude, and others just thank the laude. No matter the category, we are glad to have you with us this evening to celebrate the accomplishments of these outstanding graduates before us. On behalf of the WVU Alumni Association and all of the graduates of West Virginia University who preceded you, I extend to each member of the class of 2014 congratulations and best wishes. Today, You are joining a legacy of success that reaches back almost 150 years. Each WVU graduate has a unique story. Now it's time to write yours. With that in mind, class of 2014, from WVU graduates everywhere, this is our charge to you. Work hard to develop your unique gifts. Take risk and don't fear making mistakes. Be flexible. Cultivate a global perspective and work towards creating a more peaceful and just world. Think for yourself and always choose to be an innovator. Explore your perspectives and places. Explore new perspectives and places, and as you travel the world, wear your flying WV with pride. Honor the sacrifices of those who came before you, and extend a helping hand to those who follow. Above all, never stop learning. And when people ask about the secret of your success, tell them you are a mountaineer. Remember that those of us who are experienced mountaineers are here to lift you up. Thank you and congratulations.
There are many people who worked to make this event a celebratory success. The commencement staff, Mark Oreskovich and the Creative Arts Center staff, the Dean's office staff, faculty marshals Dr. John Beal and Professor General Hambrick. Please join me in giving all of those individuals a round of applause. Graduates, there are also those here who have supported you through and helped you reach all of your educational goals. This is a time for you to show your appreciation to parents, family members, and friends. Class of 2014, parents, family members, friends, faculty, and honored guests, please rise as we join together in singing the words of our alma mater, written in 1938 by WVU graduate student Louis Corson. During the singing of the alma mater, it is customary for gentlemen to remove their caps. Please also remember a line from John Denver's Country Roads. Take me home to the place where I belong. We hope to see you back here.
Our alma mater, the home of mountaineers, sing we of thy honor, everlasting through the years. Alma, our alma mater, we pledge in song to you. Hail, all hail our alma mater, West Virginia, you. Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, growing like a breeze. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, all my memories gather round her. Miner's lady, stranger to blue water. dark and dusty, painted on the sky, misty taste of moonshine, teardrop in my eye. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country roads. I hear her voice in the morning hour, she calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. And driving down the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday, country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country roads, take me home. Country roads, take me home. Country